Welcome to Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Your hosts, V&M General Manager Kevin Jean and Daiwa Ranger Pro Staffer Steve Graff will keep you up to date on what's happening on the best lakes in the Arklatex region, with a primary focus on Sam Rayburn and Toledo Bend, two guys who have fished at a high level with Pro-Am experience with ABA, BFLs, Toyota Series, and BASS Opens. Anglers with a wealth of knowledge and willing to share. So pull up a chair, kick back, and see why so many anglers watch Tackle Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome to another edition of Tackle Talk Live right here on the banks of Sibley Lake in Natchitoches, Louisiana. I'm Ranger Daiwa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with V&M President General Manager Kevin Jean. And folks, we got a good one for you today. We got a great guest coming on with us today, going to give us some good insight and details into the Outlaw Outdoors Championship that just took place. Clay Phillips will be joining us as part of the winning team with him and Derek Mundy. Clay's going to tell us exactly what they were doing, how they're doing, and going to give some advice for all you Sealy guys that are getting ready to take on the Bob Sealy Fall Shootout this coming weekend as well. And so we'll get to all that here in just a minute. This segment presented by Toledo Health, the Boat Shop, 3J's 4-Way, home of Cypress in the Outdoors. And again, we also, before we get to Clay, we're going to take another real quick break here in just a second, but we're also going to give you some insight on the registration of the Brandon Belt tournament, Kevin.
We are. We're going to kind of talk a little bit about the Brandon Belt registration and some hiccups they had going on, but everything's supposed to have got done. Everybody was going to register, got registered. We'll have a quick update on that. Talk a little bit more about the Sealy tournament. Clay's going to break down for you, all you guys coming to fish the Sealy tournament, kind of what he would do and suggestions he might have. You know, he's the hottest stick on Sam Rayburn right now, Steve. He got second last weekend, the weekend before last in the V&M tournament by himself.
Right.
Had right at 22 pounds. And then him and partner Derek Mundy win this past weekend. So you're going to hear it all from the hottest stick on the lake. And
we got some other tournaments. We're going to talk about the tournament schedule coming up. Again, October's a busy month. And that will continue all the way through next weekend, not just this weekend, but the next weekend as well. We'll tell you about what's coming up at Lake Fork and something really big, traditional 16th annual event. We'll tell you about that as well. But first,
also a new tournament trail getting launched up in North Louisiana, South Arkansas, the Arklateam Tournament Trail. We'll talk a little bit about that and their schedule coming out. So a lot of stuff going on today. Good luck to all the Bass Champ guys and safe traveling grace. For all the Bass Champs guys going to West Texas to fish O.H. Ivy. We'll jump into that as well. So got a lot to cover today, Steve.
Yeah, but real quick, we're going to take a quick break. And when we return, Clay Phillips will be joining us with more Tackle Talk Live.
Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in your hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your healthcare needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6, just south of Toledo Town, or you can call 318-508-5323. For all your boating needs, check out Shreveport's newest marine dealer, The Boat Shop. Raymond Kidd and his great staff will take care of all your engine repair needs or anything else that needs fixing. A certified Yamaha Mercury dealer, they carry two of the best fishing boats on the market from Sea Arc and Camus. The Boat Shop is never short on trade-ins, as they're always willing and able to make you the best deal possible. Looking for great boat accessories? They're a full support Garment and Minn Kota dealer. So the next time you're in the market for a new or used boat, or maybe you just need to service the boat you have, let the Boat Shop fix you up. To learn more, call 318-402-0399 or go to ShreveportBoatShop.com. The next time you're on I-49 just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana, stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors. A store within a store, Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's 4-Way. Whether you need gas, food, or drinks, they have it. While you're there, check out Cypress Knee Outdoors and pick up whatever hunting or fishing tackle you need. Top name brands like Strike King, Santone, Spro, or the #1 soft plastics made, V&M. On the hunting side, they carry guns from Mossberg, Winchester, and Remington. Plus, they've got a great supply of ammunition ammunition. Let John Abram and his staff show you everything Cypress Knee has to offer. Located just 1 mile east of 127 on I-49 or call 318-238-HUNT. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
We are Tackle Talk Live, and I appreciate you tuning us in today. With us right now on the Tackle Talk hotline is Clay Phillips, who, along with his partner Derek Mundy, finished with a 2-day total of 40.94 pounds of bass to win this event, the Outlaw Outdoor Championship. Clay, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about y'all?
We're doing great, doing great.
Clay, so, and I just kind of got through talking about, you placed second in the V&M tournament last weekend by yourself, had a little right at 22 pounds. Then you come in this weekend, the Outlaw Team Series Championship. You guys had 25 pounds, almost 26 pounds on day one. A little tougher day on day two with 15 pounds. Let's start off with, did the fish change from last weekend from that V&M tournament to this weekend? Or was it the same fish, same spots?
I was pretty much running the same pattern.
Gotcha.
It was anywhere, I was just everywhere that I was catching fish, I was pretty much pulled down. These fish are real spooky, so we'd ease up there as slow as we could, and then we'd pull down, and we're throwing anywhere from 4 foot to about 15 foot at pretty much isolated stumps.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask. Was this hard spots, brush tops, stumps? I mean, so it's pretty much.
It was better if you could find the stump with a hard bottom.
Now, Clay, let me ask you this: Are you finding a lot of vegetation on? Like, I know there's certain areas that the vegetation's really good. Did vegetation play a role in y'all's catch this weekend?
No, sir, it sure didn't.
Yeah.
I got you. So Clay, 2582. Okay, so let's talk practice first before we go into tournament day. I know with that you guys have a 2 days practice. How did practice go leading up to the event?
Well, as far as practice goes, we kind of caught on this 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of held on for a little bit. And it's like Derek, me and him looked at each other and said, "Hey, man, you go this way and I go this way," and we just started marking everything that we could find that way. And most of it, you had to be away from the crowd. I mean, for the first day, we did not hardly even have a boat in sight.
Dang, that's unheard of on Sam Rayburn.
Yeah.
It is, and it was a blessing.
Yeah.
But then we ran into complications the second day, and we ended up running into a few boats, and it was older couples like white perch fishing and stuff like that, and it was like, man, what's going on here,
So okay, going into tournament day, 2582. Is this something? And I know you guys are notorious for pulling up on spot and catching that 25, 26 pounds in 15 minutes. So I'm sensing that this is something that probably took all day. How you're fishing?
Well, the first thing in the morning Derek's got one little special spot, and we pulled up there and we picked up 2 good key fish, and then from there it took the rest of the day pretty much to do it, for sure.
Now, Derek, are we cranking? Are we big worm? What exactly are we doing?
Man, every fish that we weighed in came on either the Purple Haze V&M football jig or the Z-Boss. What's it called? Square bill. It's the big square bill.
The big square bill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. So 2580.
It dives like 10 foot, and we try to get down there to the stumps.
Yeah.
So 2582 got a big lead on day one. I think day one, second place weight was 20 pounds. I believe it was 20 pounds. Yeah, 20 pounds. Rusty Clark and Corey Rimbaugh had 20 pounds. So you got a 5 pound, over a 5 pound lead on day one, or right at a 5 pound lead on day one. Take us through day two.
Well, day two, as soon as I walked out the door and got in the truck and go down the road, I called him. I said, "Hey, man, have you see what I see?" And he said, "Man, it ain't foggy where I'm at." And I said, "Dude, I can't even see the hood of my truck."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Really?" And we got down there because we've had a good morning bite. And we're kind of counting on that for kind of our big fish. And anyway, so I had the fog delay, and we sat there and talked over and everything. And so we kind of chunked out that spot because we knew that was going to be over with. And we just put our heads down and we pulled up the first 2 or 3 spots, and we looked at each other and goes, oh, man, they didn't restock. So we just put our heads down and started went and hitting every one of them that we could hit. It was a grind for us. It really was. I think we caught maybe 10 fish all day.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the standings here of the results, and, I mean, there was I'm sure y'all probably didn't think you were going to win it coming in with only 15 pounds because there was some 18, 19, there's a 20, there's a
we were very worried, I can tell you that.
Yeah. So that day, really, you wanted.
We had our nerves. I'm talking. They're working on us. I can promise you that.
Well, you really wanted on day one that 25-pound bag. It kind of goes to the question I was going to ask you is, when y'all get on fish like that, and of course all anglers, on a multiple day event, we all try to save fish, but then there's another adage to that. In some of these events, you better catch them while you can. And did y'all really try to save anything, or did you just say, well, we hope they just reload?
No, we actually saved, and that's what we kind of, because we were like, man, we were very thinking we were going to go bust 20 pounds at least, and we left water untouched that we were very excited about. And so we got to go running that next day, and when we pulled up to them first 3 spots that we didn't touch, and we've been catching, several quality fish on it, and it was like, man, what's the deal here? Because then we kind of started worrying a little bit, and we kept running, and I think it was 12 o'clock, maybe 12:30, and we only had 3 fish, and we were about 6 pounds.
Ooh. Yeah, that's tough there.
So we were sitting there looking at each other, and Derek goes, Clay, what are we going to do? And he goes, should we try this? Should we try this? I said, dude, I think if we can get to 15 pounds, they at least got to catch them.
Right.
Yeah.
They got to catch another 20.
Yeah, because they got a lot of ground to make up on y'all.
That's right. So I told Derek, I said, I know we can go fish for them big ones, and it may not work out, but let's go focus on them quality fish right now.
Yeah, 15-pound bag was the equivalent to 20 for y'all on day 2.
That's correct. And so we put our head down, and we made the decision, hey, we're going to grind out for these. And we ended up luckily and about 3:30 when we caught our last fish, and we had to be in at 4:20. And we caught our last fish, and we're about mid-lake. And we take off running back, and then we spin a prop up, and we're down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Derek's like, man, I got a prop. And he's like, all right. I said, well, we got to change it. We ain't got a choice. So he jumps in the water, and I'm sitting here handing tools back and forth, and I'm talking, there's little rollers out there. And he was going under the water trying to put it all on, and luckily we got it all changed out and made it in.
Y'all should have found y'all a sandbar.
2 seconds to spare.
Y'all should have found y'all a sandbar somewhere and pulled up on it.
So
we're a long ways. We're right out in the middle out there by the dam, and they were a long ways from the bank.
Oh, I bet it was rough.
So Derek's in the water, underwater, trying to change his prop out.
That is correct. And I was on the phone with Clint, asking Clint if there was anything we could do, and they said if somebody could pick us up. They actually sent a boat out there, and about the time the boat got there, we got the prop changed out.
Now, are you trying to get to Humphreys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, at least you wasn't too far.
Right. We're out there pretty close to Ebenezer.
Yeah. Well,
Clay, did you guys change anything up to go get that limit? I mean, are y'all just kind of stuck with a pattern?
We ended up we changed it up. We just didn't go to there's certain areas that we call a big fish area.
Yeah.
And we changed up the area a little bit and went to fish that we normally in a tournament we wouldn't go to fish, and just because we don't think we're putting our position in a big bite. When I say big bite, I'm saying 6+. And so we just went fishing. I told him, I said, man, when you kind of go up north up there and you get towards the river and stuff, you kind of get on that, the 3-pound population.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we did.
Well, Clay, what advice, do you have for those Sealy guys this weekend? I mean, big worm, drag a jig, was a Carolina rig?
I'm going to tell you how I see it. I see the worm. Don't get me wrong, they'll bite it, but I see they're favoring the jig more than the worm right now, for sure. And, man, any kind of crankbait that'll go anywhere from 15 foot to 4 foot cranking right now, I mean, the fish are getting ready to move in, so.
Yeah.
What about shallow water bite? Is there much of a shallow bite, Clay?
Oh, man, there's amazing shallow water bite.
Yeah.
There really is.
But
it's hard for me to predict the shallow water.
Right.
I mean, we're shallow. I mean, a lot of our fish, we're coming out of 6 foot of water.
Well, you can tell just looking at the weights. A lot of 15, 16, 17, 18s. Those are probably shallow water fish.
And we say shallow water. I mean, you're pretty shallow. Definitely shallow for you guys. But, you know,
I'm talking 10 foot or less probably.
Right. In the V&M tournament last weekend, I heard a bunch of swim jig and frog and, that kind of stuff.
There's a lot of that going on. It just, man, me and Derek just ain't had the luck on capitalizing on that. So we try to play the percentage game a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and you tend to roll the dice more on deep spots. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, when they're there, look out. And then there's other days, you know, you kind of either hero or zero on some of those deals.
That is correct.
So, but it's worth the gamble. That's for sure. You guys have proven that.
But, man, I can tell you, if you can put anything with purple in it right now, it's working.
Right. Right.
Good advice. There you go.
Well, Clay, man, we appreciate it. Congratulations. What you got coming up next?
Man, I'm not sure. This weekend I'm taking care of family, but there's a few things that have come around the corner. Last man standing for sure, and that Long Star is going to throw a little event. I'm pretty excited about that one. I'm hoping he gets a good turnout. That man tries. I'm talking extremely hard, man, and he tries really hard. He's got some of his dates messed up, you know, kind of around deer season and everything, but I'm gonna still fish it. I want to do everything I can do to help that man.
Yeah. Well, Clay, you and our thoughts and prayers, bud, you and your family with some of the losses you've had here this week, and we'll continue to pray for you. And again, take care of your family this week, and hopefully we'll see you on the water sometime soon.
All righty, appreciate you.
Thanks, Clay.
All right. Clay Phillips, part of the team of Mundy and Phillips. Derek Mundy fished with him, and again, they had a 2-day total of 40.94. Kevin, you want to go on down the list here? Second place?
Yeah, second place, Lee Glass, Trent Manuel had a total of 37.30. Steve, probably the most consistent team. They had 18.40 on day 1, 18.90 on day 2. Third place, John Lemire and Phil Razanot had total weight of 36.53. Fourth place right here from Alexandria, Matthew Armand, Jared Williams had 20.15. They were sitting in third after day 1, fell to fourth on day 2 with 15.12, had a total weight of 35.27. And the last place to get a check was a 2-day total weight of 29.63. So it took 29.63 to get a check in the 2-day event, and Big Bass was 8.78.
Yeah, well, that's going to wrap up the Outlaw Outdoors Team Championship for the 2021, and we're going to take another real quick break, and when we come back, we're going to give you the tournament schedule, what's coming up in the rest of October, as well as one event that's coming up in November, when we return with more Tackle Talk Live.
Are you looking for the finest custom-built rods ever made? Then look no further than Pride Rods. Fishing rods built to last and made in Montgomery, Texas. Constructed by Mr. Billy Kistler with the finest Gary Loomis North Fork composite blanks available. They offer a complete line of both spinning and casting rods for both fresh and salt water. Pride Rods do more than pass the eye test. They excel in performance as well. Ask your local tackle dealer if they carry Pride Rods and pick one up and try it for yourself. You'll see why so many anglers are using Pride Rods. To learn more, go to priderods.com or call 832-418-6040. The next time you're headed for Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn, stop by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. They have an awesome supply of everything you'll need to catch the big ones. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing, white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiners, Keith's Tackle has you covered. Keith and former Elite Series pro Ben Matsubu also have the latest information on what, how, and where you need to be fishing on Sam Rayburn or the Bend. So for all your tackle needs, check out Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located just off Highway 21 on the Texas side of Toledo Bend, or call 409-625-0181. The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency that has been taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guy for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. Located at 805 Southeast Stalling Suite 3, Nacogdoches, Texas, or call 936-205-4467. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live. Thank you for tuning us in today. This segment presented by Pride Rods, Keith Toledo Bend Tackle, the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Texas, and Lone Star Bass Trail. Kevin's got a little update on Lake Insurance Nacogdoches.
Lake Insurance Agency has just announced their new second location, which will be opening October 18th. It'll be located at 1200 Highway 147 in Broadus with branch manager Emily Sanders. The Lakes Insurance Agency opened up a second location to help you out with all your insurance needs.
Right there, just off Sam Rayburn.
Right there,
Texas.
Right there in Sam Rayburn. Yeah. So, Stephen, also we want to recognize the Lone Star Bass Trail. Clay just alluded to it. He's got several other tournaments. They do a great job over there at Lone Star Bass Trail, putting on some different style tournaments, some MLS style tournaments. They had the Ironman tournament back in August. You want to check out their Facebook page, Lone Star Bass Trail. Check out their Facebook page. Stevie does a great job putting on events. He's starting to put some on at Lake Nacogdoches, which he has one coming up later this fall. Yeah. He's talking about trying to come to Toledo Bend this fall as well. So stay tuned to their Facebook page, Lone Star Bass Trail.
And we're going to pass on any knowledge we get when he lets us know. We'll make sure we pass that along to you. Real quick, tournament schedule coming up this weekend, Sealy Outdoors Fall Shootout. And I've got the flyer and information, $180,000 in guaranteed cash and prizes. First place, Nitro Z19 powered by Mercury, equipped with Minn Kota, Lowrance, Navionics, and power poles, plus $5,000 cash. Again, this is a 2-day event, not a normal Sealy 3-day deal. 9th and 10th of this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Second place is $2,500 for second place overall. Third is $2,000, paying down the top 5 all the way down to $1,000 for fifth. But they're giving away $71,000 plus in hourly paybacks for those 2 days, with the heaviest bass each hour, bringing in $1,000, putting $1,000 in your pocket, all the way down to 10th, which is $200 for 10th place. And of course, again, top 10 places each hour will get a check. And I'm sure it would pay for your trip, pay for your entry fee if you just come in 10th for 1 hour.
Yep.
And and the fishing's good right now at Rayburn.
Fishing's good,
as we've heard, and a lot of fish being caught shallow. So everybody should go over and have a good time. You ought to catch a lot of fish. Swim jig would probably be a bait I would definitely have tied on for that event.
And you better have a pacemaker football jig tied on.
Yeah, exactly, because the football jig seems to be, especially the V&M jig and that purple haze, seems to be doing the trick and catching quality fish. So if you want to put the big fish bait on, I'd put on the V&M football jig as well. And but also coming up, Bass Champs Team Championship this weekend.
Everybody's head over there, Lake O.H. Ivy. It's a good little drive for us East Texas anglers. I know a lot of guys are leaving today, tomorrow, headed that way. Steve, I'm interested to see what these bags, how they turn out. I'm hearing some big fish are still being caught, but Steve, I think it's going to fish very, very small. O.H. Ivy, I've been there once before for an event.
Is it kind of like, is it rocky, Texoma kind of fishing?
Yes, but it's also 13-foot low right now.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to fish small because of that, but it's also going to fish small just because it's not a very big body of water. And when you put 200-plus boats,
that's a lot of boats.
200 boats of that caliber of fishermen.
Right.
It's going to be interesting to see how this thing fishes and how the results end up being. There's going to be some large fish caught, but there's also, I believe, going to be a lot of bags of 2-3 fish, just because it's a small fishery.
Right. And speaking of large fish being caught, next week, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, October 16th and 17th, out of Lake Fork Marina and Motel, Bass Champ's 16th annual Big Bass event right there on Lake Fork. And if you're looking for another Big Bass event to go fish, nobody does it better than Bass Champs. Chad Potts and the gang do a great job over there at this event. And weather should be a little bit cooler. Definitely won't be in the mid-upper 90s, that's for sure. Should be an enjoyable couple of days on the water. Go over and check it out. Bass Champs, again, 16th annual Big Bass event. And then there's one more event in November. It's really not really open anymore. It's a TTO Pro Tour. We have our final event of 3. This one will be on Sam Rayburn, November 20th and 21st. I'm looking for that to be a really good event as well. And hopefully they'll stay on that V&M jig when I get over there. And,
yeah.
But anyway,
Steve, quick update on the Brandon Belt tournament registration. So they are up to about 250 boats. I talked to Ryan Williams this morning. So they got about 150 to go to hit the 400 mark. They had some complications Friday morning with registration.
You think guys got maybe frustrated?
A little bit. Everybody was in panic mode trying to figure out want to make sure they got in. And I want to give a quick shout out to Brian Landers because, Steve, about 8:20, my phone rings. He's like, hey, man, are you, it's Brian. He said, hey, man, are you able to get in? I'm in the middle of moving right now, Steve. We have sold our house, and I am in the middle of moving. So all last week's show was about this Brandon Belt tournament and everything else. Steve, I completely forgot.
You forgot, yeah.
And Brian's like, dude, you're not trying to get registered? I was like, oh, my gosh, I done forgot. So I ran. And I'm going to blame Justin Cooper. Justin's my partner in this event. He didn't call or remind me either, so I'm going to blame Justin as well.
That's Justin, it's your fault.
It's all on Justin. That was his main obligation was to make sure I got registered.
I'd get another partner. I'd just get another partner.
I'm going to give him another chance.
Okay,
I'm going to give him another chance. So, but anyway, I got on and got registered. They had some payment issues, but as far as receiving payment, they got everything up and running by 9 a.m. He said he's up to a little over 250 boats, but they're getting more and more registrations daily. He's got 10 today. This morning when I talked to him, he's already got 10 this morning. So he feels like in the next 2 or 3 weeks, it's still going to fill up to 400 boats. So for you guys that are on, on the fence, whether or not you're going to fish, you go ahead and get registered. You still have time to get in this event.
Also, there was a high school tournament, and we'll try to have the results for you next weekend. It was on Red River here. It was a 2-day championship here on Red River. I'm not sure. Do you know any details on that, Kim?
I don't.
We will try to find
There was
something.
nothing posted. Yeah, I couldn't get any on
We'll
it.
try to find out who that was and what it was. I'm anxious to see the results. Because the Red River I know some guys that have been back on the river in the last month, and they said the fishing has been pretty darn good. So I'm hoping that's going to continue to encourage more tournament directors to take a look at Red River, especially for a championship event in the fall, because I love fall fishing on Red River. It's really good.
Just go out of Natchitoches.
Yeah, just go out of Natchitoches. That's all we ask. But anyhow, I think that's it.
One more new tournament trail coming to North Louisiana. So Arkla Team Tournament Trail. Arkla Team Tournament Trail. You can check out their Facebook page, their Instagram page. It's a new tournament circuit coming to North Louisiana, South Arkansas. It's $5,000 guaranteed, $250 entry fee per team, 100% payback. The schedule is February 5th, Lake Chico. Am I saying that right, Steve?
Lake Chico. That's down at Ville Platte. That's Central Louisiana. It's at Ville Platte.
This is a North Louisiana trail, so that's why I was wondering if I said it right.
I don't know where that's at then.
Anyway, March 5th is Lake Darbone. May 7th is Ouachita River. June 25th is, how you say that?
Felsenthal.
Yeah.
That's southern Arkansas. It's on the Ouachita River.
And then the championship will be in October. So for you North Louisiana guys, South Arkansas guys, they want us to announce this for you. $5,000 guaranteed at each event. $250 entry fee, 100% payback. Seems like a good, if you're interested in any of these lakes, seems like a good tournament trail.
And we just want to let you know the reason why we haven't been on Facebook Live today. Facebook's obviously having some issues right now. We're having trouble even getting in and loading up Facebook. So, but we will load the show onto Facebook once it's back up and running properly. And but we still got a YouTube channel. Make sure you check us out there. Spotify, everything else that we're on. By the way, James Stanfield's done a tremendous job for us here at Tackle Talk Live, getting us in other venues, so to speak, on social media. We appreciate all his hard work. And so again, that's going to wrap us up for today. Thank you for tuning us in. Again, check us out on our YouTube channel and check us out on Facebook. And if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of this program, we'd love to have you. Message us on Facebook, and we will make sure Kevin will send you out a packet, and look forward to bringing you on board with us. For Kevin Jean, Steve Graff, James Stanfield, thank you for tuning us in. You've been watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll see you next week.